North Korean hacking group tied to the $100 million Harmony hack moves 41,000 Ether over the weekend. So basically, North Korea, the group linked to them called Lazarus, we don't know exactly what they are, but essentially there's a lot of research showing that they're either controlled or deeply tied to the controlled by or deeply tied to the North Korean government. They stole around $100 million from a bridge that connected Harmony, a blockchain ecosystem, to Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain. $100 million gone back several months ago. And now ZachXBT, the prolific Twitter crypto sleuth, found that they had in his tweet, quote unquote, very busy weekend, moving $63.5 million worth of Ether through Railgun, and then consolidating funds and depositing them on 3 different exchanges. So one important thing to note here, Railgun is they claim not to be a mixer service like Tornado Cash, the US government sanctioned mixer service that allows you to send funds without leaving a trail. But Railgun is a similar sort of a thing where you're not supposed to know where, like, you can deposit funds into this smart contract and then you can withdraw them, and it uses ZK, like cryptography, zero knowledge stuff, to make it so that you don't technically know who is withdrawing. So 2 things here is, like, first off, we don't actually know exactly with 100% certainty who these funds are tied to, even though the analysis suggests that it is most likely the funds connected to this hack. And the second thing is, interestingly, CZ from Binance, the CEO, says that he has managed to block some of the transferred money that went to exchanges. And I'll be curious to kind of understand, what gave him the confidence to do that. Not saying that he shouldn't have it. I just think it's an interesting side note. Anyway, let's toss it to you, Zach.
First of all, remember Harmony? Wow, that's a blast from the past. The one token, they were briefly sort of in the alt L1 craze, and this may have sunk their fortunes quite a bit. I'm sure they'll chug along, but it's been a while since we've talked about them. Also, Railgun, private DeFi. That's interesting that they're in this news. $10 million round with backing from DCG, which is the parent company of CoinDesk, not too long ago. So interesting that their name is associated with this. Privacy cuts both ways, right? Privacy is normal. It's something that we need to have in our lives as everyday citizens, but it also enables nefarious deeds such as this that seem to be funding the the shadow regime, or I forget the name of it. That's bad. I should know that. North Korean nickname, whatever that may be. So anyway,
just
2
ask
interesting
Elizabeth
names
Warren.
that popped up there. So that one for me is interesting, and I think, like, this is what on-chain sleuthing is all about. Like, this is the beauty of a financial system that's open by default. You can see this stuff, people can act on it in the spirit of public interest, and maybe CZ, that's what he's feeling motivated by here. But I think that's the interesting thing about this one. I think this gets to the heart of some of the privacy conversations. How do you keep privacy for normal everyday life while also not enabling bad actors such as this to get their loot and go shovel it elsewhere? Wendy, I'll toss it to you. I saw your hand.
Just really quickly before it goes over to Will, I think that this is another great example of how blockchain technology can be used for good. Like, you can actually catch people that are doing bad things. We're seeing this here. So any type of government or public servant argument that blockchain is bad, Bitcoin is bad, crypto is bad, you can literally track people. And if they do something bad, you can call it out, you can point it out. You can't do that with cash. Very, very hard to do with cash. So again, we have continued to prove the traditional financial industry that Bitcoin and crypto is better than dirty fiat. Will?
Yeah, last thought, 20 seconds here. The headline, though, is tough, right? I agree with what you're saying, Wendy, but when a politician or regulator reads a headline like this, they see North Korea, they see crypto, and they see funds moving towards North Korean wallets. So that's a tough place to be. Don't think there's really anywhere around that until we figure out how to stop Lazarus Group, or the Department of Defense goes after him, something of that nature. Leave it there. Zach, kick it up to you.
Get him, Wendy. I got nothing.
You can't stop bad people. Like, there's always going to be bad guys. There's always going to be cartels. There's always going to be gangs. There's always going to be bad actors doing bad things. Like, we've seen this time and time again throughout history. Like, why do you think the mob was celebrated for so long? People continue to talk about it because those types of things continue to happen. So it's not just one bad group of people, it's multiple bad groups of people, and they're not going to go away because humans are stupid. They do stupid things. And I think that instead of focusing, we can learn from the negative stuff and then, make a good thing out of it and catch these bad guys, especially the people that are doing bad things to innocents.
That's true. People do stupid things.